Something I want to talk about is um, Mary Kay said that our job is to pass it on. So I've always taken that seriously, right? So it's our job to pass it on. So um, do you know that a sales director's job, according to Mary Kay, was to create more sales directors? Did you know that? Yeah. It's not just to direct sales. It is actually like she literally at the beginning said to sales directors, your only job is to build more sales directors. And of course, along the way, you had to teach people how to run a business and sell and book and team build because that's how you become a sales director. But her vision was for sales directors to create more sales directors. I think along the way, that's gotten really sort of watered down, and it's like the job somehow has become like only teaching people how to sell. And that's, if that's all you want from the business, like that's completely fine. But just know I'm not doing my job if I'm not pursuing also moving people up the career path. So same thing with you guys. Like it's not just selling. We're supposed to also share the opportunity. And quite frankly, your business is better when you have team members. Can we all agree on that? Yes. Those of you who have them, because you're like, oh dang, she's like crushing it. I better get my little booty moving because like, oh, I am supposed to be a good example. Like it does kind of keep you like sharper in what you're doing. So what do you guys think? Um, what do you think the job description is of someone who adds people to their Mary Kay team? Like, what do you think your job description would be or is? Okay, that's more of a adjective, but like, what do you what do you think? Like, if you could sum up what a team builder in Mary Kay is supposed to do with their team, like in one sentence. Peer leader. Okay, that's enough. What did you say? Okay, yeah, you're the closest. Okay, so I'm going to sum it up for you. Your job as a Mary Kay team builder is to lead the willing. Wow. Lead the willing. Notice put a really big giant highlighter mark over willing. Yeah, willing. So I thought it would be really good to clarify this because I feel like one of the things I've heard a lot this year is I want to have team members that respond to me. I want to have team members that are engaged. I want to have team members that do something. I want to have team members like, am I lying? Is this true? Like, are we all, yeah. So part of that, so the first thing I want to just talk about with that is what we sell people on the front end is what they're going to buy. So what you sell someone on the front end is what they're going to buy. And I have noticed that we do this thing. And when I say we, I don't just mean our team. I mean the proverbial we of Mary Kay does this, right? Like we want to have team members so stinking bad that we do this thing where we'll be at a party and we're like, okay, I think she's like close to joining my team. So I'm going to throw out a whole bunch of stuff at her to try to like hold her hand through. So we'll say things like, well, I'll do a kickoff party for you. Or I'll help you book people, or like it's very hand holding stuff that we say because we perceive that that's going to help them cross the line into starting. You guys know what I'm talking about? We all done this. I mean, I've done it. I'm not like above this, okay? Just so you know. And it's not that we may not do a party for them or that we may not help them, but when you put it out there as a way to get them to sign, you're just getting people to sign who aren't necessarily committed to anything, right? So you're actually signing up unwilling people because they perceive like you're going to be doing so much of this stuff for them, right? Here's what I want you to think about this. When you are constantly saying how you're going to help them and you're going to guide them and you're going to be there every step of the way and you're going to, I want you to think of the women that are sitting at that same party that probably would be like a Jackie who like independently, like Jackie and I work a lot together, but she independently does a lot herself. Those women are probably sitting at that party going, well, I don't want to do this with her. She's going to hold my hand the whole time. I'm an independent person. I don't want to work like that. You're simultaneously alienating the exact type of women that you want to have on your team because you're talking about like handholding and babying and like, whoa. Also, it is a one-way fast track train ticket to burnout as a team builder. How many of us have been there? Exactly. Look at all the hands up. Yeah, because we feel like we have to do everything for the team member, right? So, we're going to talk this afternoon. I am so stinking excited. So like the second class I'm teaching about all that homework you had to do that most of you hate me for. You're going to be so glad. You're going to be like, oh, Emily, I'm so glad you made me do that, even though I hated you. Because we're going to talk about what your ideal customer is and how we speak specifically to her. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is I thought it would be helpful. And okay, Brianna said something really meaningful to me this year. Because a lot of you've noticed I've set a lot of boundaries this year that I haven't, and it's because I was on the path to burnout, and so that's why I had to do that. But I also realized that one thing I have not been solid at is modeling that, right? And so Brianna said, well, it's been so fun to see you doing that because it's modeling for me what she needs to do in her job, right? So I wanted to be super clear with you about what I do as a sales director with new team members so that you know exactly what I do and what I won't do. And then I would hope that you would do the same thing when you're building a team. Like these are things you would do and things you wouldn't do. So here's what I do. I lead from the front. I super believe in leading from example. The reason that set sheet works is because I'm out holding parties every single month. So I lead from the front by holding 10 to 15 personal parties every single month. Do you know that since 2014, when Sue Ponko became a national sales director, I have had only 1 month since 2014 where I did less than 10 parties. I only did 6 that month, and Sue thought I was like falling off the deep end and moving to Vietnam or something. Like she was so worried about me because I wasn't doing that kind of activity, but it's because I get my power from that because I know exactly what you guys are dealing with when you're at parties, and I know how to like help you navigate those things. So leading from the front. So that is what I do. The second thing I do is I recruit and equip new consultants with the tools and training to start. Okay. The third thing is I provide resources, meetings, videos, websites, mentoring, our YouTube libraries like insane, so that you always have a place to plug in and things to learn. I foster a positive, faith-filled community that supports progress and confidence. And I celebrate effort, ownership, and consistency, never perfection. Like I don't expect perfection. I'm not even perfect. So here's what I won't do. I won't chase, convince, or carry people who aren't ready to work. And if you've been in a place where you haven't been ready to work, I honestly don't ever think less of people. Like sometimes people will text me and they'll say, oh my gosh, I haven't been able to do anything with my business. I have flirty, X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, no worries. Like it's totally fine. So if that's been you, like look back on your text, I probably said, no worries. Like it's totally great. Like I'm here when you need me. I won't do the selling, booking, or follow up for someone else unless it's a kickoff party and it's someone, but even a kickoff party, I'm really trying to transition those into it's a partnership. I'm not doing this for you. We're doing it together. Like I'm supporting you in that. Manufacture motivation or take responsibility for another adult's consistency. That's kind of juicy. Um, okay, this one I really want you to hear because again, if so this is what I'm doing, right? But if you're going to bring in recruits or team members that you sold on the front end, help, 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 we're going to hold your hand, do everything for you. You cannot then expect me to create the David out of the Play-Doh you're handing me, right? Like I'm not gonna, I don't have it in me to sculpt the David out of Play-Doh. Okay, so if a new consultant isn't engaging, returning calls, or showing interest, it's totally fine. Like that's her choice. I'm always going to be there, offer the guidance, the opportunity, but participation has to come from her own desire and not like your deadline because you want to get back in your red jacket, right? So you're trying to get her to do something because you want to move up the career path, but she isn't having it, right? Like, she has to go on a journey of self-discovery, learning and using all the resources, right? I also don't track or report on what another consultant is or isn't doing. So as a leader, like you can be responsible for staying connected to and supporting the people you personally bring in, right? So that you kind of know what they're doing. My focus is on creating systems and space for everyone to grow. So isn't that kind of freeing that like you get to lead the willing? Doesn't that sound so much more fun than like dragging people, doing it for them? Like, and you know what? You're always going to have some people like that. It's a numbers game to an extent, but I think some of it is just like, yeah, like having that in your mind. So let's talk about how to build your team because I'm telling you, when you've got the good people that like are doing it with you, I mean, like Brianna actually has a really strong team. She's got both Jess and Cassie here. Isn't it fun to have like some people that are consistent? Yeah, it is really fun. So, what do you guys think the number one reason you aren't team building more is? Fear. It's actually more simple than that. Anybody? I mean, you're the closest. You just aren't sharing it with enough people. You just literally aren't even sharing it at all. Or you think a lot. So one thing I've noticed is um, I try to listen to what people are telling me. So if you say, I'm sharing at every appointment, I'm sharing at every appointment, I'm like, okay, tell me what you mean by sharing. Because some people think sharing is like sort of like haphazardly weaving your story in. It's not, there's no intention behind it. It's not like at every party, I share my story at the beginning. I play it in the what's in my bag game so they can learn about it. And then at the end, I select people to hear more. So if that's your version of sharing, like you're just sort of haphazardly talking about, you're actually not sharing at all because they don't even know that you're being obvious about it. They're probably not even hearing it as actually like learning about the business. It's almost like you have to say, okay, now we're going to learn a little bit about the business. And that's why we play that game because it's a little bit more obvious. So the second reason, okay, so that's a easy, right? It's just a numbers thing. You just got to like actually be intentionally sharing with more people. The second reason is you aren't looking for the right person. And I gotta, hopefully it's okay if I share this with them. Yeah, okay. So um, one of the things I know Amanda hates getting on Zoom with me sometimes because she always sees my face. Um, and just so you know, like the thing that I love so much, I do have one-on-one coaching available on a weekly or bi-weekly basis for any of you that want to do it. And what I love so much about the ability to do that is my brain is wired to recognize patterns. I'm looking for pattern. It's just like what I do. It's just like the way I'm wired. And I started to notice this pattern with Amanda. She would talk, I'm like, okay, Amanda, let's build your team, whatever. And she would talk about people at her parties. And I finally figured it out. And it was Amanda was looking for women who liked makeup or liked skincare or were girly. So she'd be like, oh my gosh, there's this girl at my party and she is like so good at makeup and so good at, and one day I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. You guys, none of that matters. In fact, sometimes the ones that are like really good at makeup are my least good recruits because they're like, right, right. So instead, like, are you looking for the right thing? What I look for, um, character and work ethic traits, right? She could be the like least makeupy makeup person, never done skincare in her life, but man, she's a farm girl and knows how to like crush it. Or she's like already a champion in her church, or she's already awesome at leading kids at something. Like she's already good at something in her life and she's got the character. It could because we can we can show people how to wear makeup. We can show people skincare. You cannot change a person's character. That is like in someone. I also think it's very, very it's doable, but it's challenging to change work ethic, right? Like motivation, that type of thing. So, okay, so the last thing I'm just going to share with you is this is how I get so many team members. Okay. So it's that individual consultation helper that I stuck in your thing. So this is perfect. Kate, we just like bounced right off each other. So it's actually good that the two of you switched training times. So there is an order about the individual consultation. So you want to go through the sales stuff. Kate just talked about that first. And then if they booked a party with you, and I'm not going into booking right now, you would get the booking. And there's a reason for that, because I've had women who are 9s on the interest scale. And I'm like, oh, she's going to join tonight. So I don't like get her next booking. And then she decides, just kidding, I'm not going to join your team. So now you don't have a team member or a booking. I've done that more times than I care to share. So that's why there's an order of things. If you're wondering, also, like, you don't want to start talking about bookings and joining your team if you haven't asked her if she wants to purchase anything, because some people might just still have anxiety that you're going to like pressure them into something, or I don't know, whatever. So it's like just kind of getting that out of the way. So the way that I do it, and Alicia, I stole this from you, one of your profile cards. Do you know how all of our guests fill out the profile card? Okay. So when I'm in that individual consultation, I'll say, okay, so this is Mara. Like Mara, this is what I say. I ask everyone about this, and I point to this, and I make a face. Mara, I ask everyone about this. They know I'm smug at this point. I see you are a 7 on the interest scale. Tell me about that. This is written in your thing. Okay. I see you are a 7 on the interest scale. Tell me about that. And you shut your mouth. Let her talk, right? She's going to tell you why. She's going to tell you maybe some reasons why she wouldn't. She's basically going to share with you her internal conflict about this. This is where the skill comes in and the confidence comes in, because you have to use your gut you have to use your instincts on whether you think she's ready to start. The biggest mistake a lot of you are making is you automatically go to, oh, can I get you more information? Okay, Jackie signed on the spot. I just went to she was easy. I just went to the bathroom and came out, and she's like, I'm going to do this. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't even have to like work for it. It was kind of awesome. But like, that does happen sometimes. Sometimes, like, and I'm not going to lie to you, sometimes I do that on purpose. I'll go to the bathroom because I know they're kind of thinking about it and they just need to like tell their little friend at the party. I've actually gotten like 4 or 5 recruits just from going to the bathroom and coming back out at the end, because I'm not, it's actually a thing. Yeah, just go to the bathroom. You have to gauge her interest, because I don't want to propose more information if she's ready to sign in the spot. So I might ask her some questions. I might help her through some concern she has. And if I'm not sure, I might just say, Mara, like, are you thinking you'd like to get started tonight? That's not like pushy. It's just like, hey, are you thinking that? And again, stop talking. Some of us have, if you have a hard time not talking, do this, sit on your hands. It's just a good reminder to stop talking. Are you ready to get started? Or are you thinking you want to get started tonight? If she says no, okay, great. Now you're going to go into more information, but she might say yes. Now, if she says no, your next thing is not to say, can I give you more information? You say, would it benefit you to just learn more about it? Those words are so like direct, freeing for you, freeing for her, because they're not pushy. Would it benefit you to just learn more? You have to say just, and would it benefit you? Would it benefit you to just learn more about it? I almost always get a yes to that. Sometimes not. And then I'm like, okay, well, maybe she's not as interested as I thought she was. It's a good gauge. Now, if she says, yeah, I'd be game for that. This has been my secret sauce, is learning these 1, 2, and 3. Just learn these. I just say, sure, everything she says is great. That's how I roll. Like, whatever she says, I'm like, it's great. It's great. Everything's great. So great. I have 3 ways that I do that. Whatever's easiest for you is fine for me. So I have 3 ways that I do that. Anything that's easy for you is fine for me. And this is where I determine in my own mind what I want to do with her. So let's say Jess was at my party and I really like Jess and I really want to have her on my team. Really. We really connect, and I'm like, ugh. I want to meet her for coffee, because I love having coffee with women. It's just like, even if they don't sign up, I love the conversation and just like love that. So then that's the thing I'm going to really pick. Now, if it's farther away or I'm not able to do coffee, then I want her on Peak into Pink. Career survey is my least desirable option, because it's so like just a little tiny smattering of information. I don't think it's that great. I mean, it's good to give them like a taste ahead of time. So depending on what option I want, I'm going to change my body language and tonality. Have you guys ever studied tonality? I took a whole class on it. It's really awesome. We'll teach that sometime. But like you change depending on what you want. Okay, so it's like the lookbook and the set sheet thing. Okay, so I do that in 3 ways. Whatever is easiest for you is totally fine for me. Again, everything's great. Whatever she wants is fine. You're not pressuring her into the one you want. So the first option I have, Jess, is I have this link. It's a Google form that I made. You got to describe what these things are. And you just pick like one video off there, and there's some of the info I talked about. And just for filling it out, you're going to get free earrings. Okay, so that's option one. Did you do that ahead of time by chance? I can't remember. Oh, okay. So perfect. You already did that one. So the second option is every Tuesday at 7 and Sunday at 4, I do an event called Peek into Pink. It's 30 minutes. Again, it's so easy. It's 30 minutes. It's in webinar format, so you're not on camera. You don't have to, be on camera. You're not, people are just on from all over commenting. So you're not the only one on. You don't have to even download anything. You just click the link. And just for being on that, you're going to get a free product of the month, which right now is the Mint Bliss Energizing Foot Lotion and Fuzzy Socks. Okay, now we're on the one I want her to do. This is literally what I do. Or, do you see that? I do this. Like, or, and it honestly, I don't even think about it. It just comes out of me because I'm like, that's what I want to do. Or, you and I could meet for coffee and we'll get one of those like caramely fun drinks. And we could just kind of like hash some things out. And all I would do is answer your questions and see if it's a fit for you or not. So, Jess, out of those three, like which one sounds like the easiest or the best for what you're looking for? Coffee. Awesome. Yeah. Now, if she says the one, that doesn't always happen, but yay. Usually they either pick option 2 or 3. If she picks it though, I'll say, okay, you know what? So I'll set up a coffee within like a couple days. I like to do it kind of quickly or like within a week. I'll say, you know what, Jess, like, are you free Tuesday at 7? Because I know we're meeting on Friday, but like, are you free Tuesday at 7? Okay, I'm just still gonna send you the link to that Peek in Pink because honestly, the foot lotion's awesome, but also because it'll give you some info before we meet for coffee, or I'll send her the career survey before so that she's getting inspiration because people lose inspiration for it. They're inspired by you at that appointment. They might lose that when the babies are crying and the dogs are barking and the husband's demanding things. They forget and then they just see you as an appointment to cancel. So, and it says that right at the bottom. I have it all written out for you. So, based on what I was talking about, like what, and you don't all have to answer this, but like popcorn at me, one thing that you're going to tweak with team building that you think you haven't done or that you need to change that is going to change. Do you get what I'm saying? Like one thing that you are going to change about your team building just based on what we just talked about, or that you shutting your mouth, listening. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mhm. Yeah. What'd you say? Being more obvious. Yeah. Free. On your hands. Yeah. Um, I think the other piece to that is in addition to not just talking, sometimes our need to talk is because I don't mean it this way, but this is how it's going to come out. Like you have this need to make it about you. Like even saying, "Well, I prefer coffee," is making it about you, and you don't want to make it at all about you. It's like literally, like when I'm doing this, I might have a little bit of a motive because I want to meet her for coffee, but ultimately, whatever she decides is like it's because I want her to feel comfortable through this process because the best new team members are the ones that trust you. And so this is where the trust starts is like, yeah, I want coffee, but you want to do the career survey? It's great. Like, that's awesome. Like, I'm just excited that you're willing to learn more. Like, just be excited that she's willing to learn more. And even though you have one you'd prefer, we're cool with whatever she wants. Oh, I actually do. At my no, seriously, at my parties, I'll sometimes actually this is something I've been saying recently, and one of the tweaks I think you could all make, and I know it takes a lot of confidence, is whatever the thing is, whether it's booking, selling, team building, how would you word that if you didn't need it? So whatever it is, how would you word it if you didn't need it? And so one of the things that I've been saying to people, um, let's say I'm trying to get someone or seeing if someone wants more information. Let's say she sets up a coffee with me. I sometimes will say to people, you know what, Amanda, like, I'm super excited to have coffee. And I just want you to know that I have a huge team and I think you would add so much to our team. Here's the reasons why, flirgity, flirgity, flirg. Um, but you know what? Because of that, like, I don't necessarily have to have more team members. So while we'd love to have you, we don't need you. And I'm just telling you that. Okay. So then, because now I sound cocky, right? I'm just telling you that, Amanda, so that you know, as we're going along this process and we're having coffee together, that in no way, shape, or form am I going to twist your arm or pressure you to do this. Like, I want you to feel good about this. So it's, yeah, I'm not saying it to be like, oh, I'm so like awesome at team building, but it's like, right. Like, we'd love to have you, but I don't need you. But I'd love to have you, but I don't need you. Yeah. So that's hard. You kind of have to fake that when you actually don't have team members. So it really does build upon itself. That's why I'm so good at team building, is because I have a big team. So I have that heft behind it where it's like, no, I literally don't need more team. I mean, I love adding people to my team, but you don't need team members. You can make money selling the product. Like, you're not gonna leave this business if you don't have team members. So like, I'd love to have you. I don't need to have, like, her joining your team is not indicative of whether you're going to stay in Mary Kay or not. So, I mean, that's the nuance. It's not just like because you have a huge team, it's because you're going to be in Mary Kay because you love Mary Kay and not because you have a team or not. So, anyone else have one thing they're going to change? Okay, awesome.